Hey guys, we're here to show you the assembly of the fastback rear rack. Here's what is all included in the box. You've got your big hoop, we have the little hoop, we have our top plate, we have our crossbar, and then our tire mount here. We have the hardware and the struts as well. The first thing I'm going to show you though is these are the Polaris lock and ride plugs that you need to install this. You can get some cheaper ones on Amazon, the little blue ones, or even the black with the little ribbed. Do not use those. We've heard some reports of people losing their racks because they do not get tightened down enough. The Polaris lock and ride plugs hold down the rack really well, and they're also deep enough that you can use with your lock and ride box that this rack was designed around. So if you have the factory Polaris lock and ride box, this will work with it. A lot of the hardware that goes in specific spots is already pre-installed to help lessen the chance of improper installation. So like I said, we've installed a handful of products. One of the biggest things that people get confused by is this plastic washer here. It will stay, this plastic, so the powder coat does not rub off between here and the tire mount. So be sure this plastic is here and installed between these mounts and the tire mount itself so you don't rub powder coat off. These three pieces installed and assembled, you can see that everything's still loose and there's a little bit of movement right here. You want to leave all these bolts loose until you get it on the General and with the lock and ride plugs in. There's a couple different options you can do right now. You can assemble the tire mount and the crossbar right now, but for weight purposes and install by myself, I'm actually going to leave it off and we're going to install this on the General because it can be done after as well. This is a good time to have a friend helping you, but if you don't have a friend available, it is doable by yourself, but I definitely recommend having somebody help you. So when you pull these lock and ride plugs out of the package, they are going to be pretty loose. You're going to want to grab a 1/2 inch or a 13-inch ratchet wrench, end wrench, socket, however you want to do it. And you're going to want to just tighten these hand tight until the plastic and the rubber is snug on the bolt. And I'll show you a way to install these here shortly. Now that we're over here, tailgate makes great workbench, okay? So now that we've got everything snugged up here, tip, grab some Windex, spray it on here, and then go ahead and pop it down into the lock and ride hole. If you can wiggle this, it is not tight enough, okay? So this one we need to pull back out. The reason I Windex it, it's easy to come in and out. But as soon as it dries, it helps keep it sticky in there. When you need to pull it out after 3 or 4 rides to clean or whatever you need to do, same thing, just squirt some Windex in there, twist it a little bit, it'll pop right out. But as soon as the Windex dries, it holds it in there pretty well. Now that we got the 2 front ones on, you can see there's still play in the bed. The reason is not every bed is square. Everybody's seen the plastic in the sun, everything warps a little bit. So that gives a little bit of play that we can make sure the rack fits the bed and then tighten everything up. With all the lock and ride plugs in, now you can go ahead and center up your top tray here. This actually lined up really well, and all the slotted holes are matching. You can go ahead and take your T30 Torx bit and go ahead and start tightening everything up. Tighten the hoops to the top tray. At this point, with everything tight, to install the tire mount now, I'm actually going to dump the bed so I can reach this a little bit closer. With the bed dumped, we're going to loosen these bolts up here. By hand, remembering to leave this plastic washer in the mount itself. This tight now, you can go ahead and set the bed back up. You're going to take these two 2¼ inch bolts and just run them through the holes here. These are this crossbar is drilled for a directional fit, so make sure you have them lined up the right way. To tighten this up, it'll take a 7/16 inner inch or an 11mm will work as well. To install the struts, they just pop on just like any back hatch or hood of a car would. So the struts will actually lift the tire and hold it up, and some people actually leave it up while they're driving. It will chatter a little bit. I don't recommend driving with the tire up, but it can. As you're closing it, you do need to be mindful that the struts will start to hold it closed about right here, and watch your hands on the tailgate. And that is how the fastback rear rack works. A couple different options with the fastback rear rack. You can have roto packs. A 1 gallon roto pack will fit on either side, and then up to a 4 gallon on the bottom side. So the studs we send with the fastback rear rack and the utility rack as well just come in a stock length that will match your factory tires. There are so many different wheel and tire combinations as far as wheel back spacing, wheel size, tire size, etc. that we send the longest that you really need, and you can cut them down as needed. But to install these is pretty simple. When you put a nut on the one side, put a washer on, and then you're going to put it in the slot here and put a nut on the back side. So the wheel spacing on the Polarises are 4 on 156. That means it's 156 millimeters between stud, from stud to stud. Comes out to 6.14 inches, which is about 6 3/16. So you can measure that out. You can adjust these again because of the massive amount of tire size and wheel and tire combinations. This is all adjustable. So when you get your tire size, whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and toss these on. Make sure your tailgate shuts. Throw the lug nuts on. And sit your tire down. We got a couple of the Rotopacks mounted. Like I said, you can have up to a 4-gallon down below, and then a 1-gallon sitting right here. Some people, depending on your tire size, can actually stack 2 1-gallons up here. But that just depends on what you do as far as your tire goes. That does not work with every combination. That's a wrap here, guys, on the install of the fastback rear rack for the Polaris General. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at SideByCustoms, SideByCustomsUSA.com. Be sure to check out our apparel. We got shirts and hats. We got new gear coming up on the website. And feel free to reach out with any questions. We'll see you on the trails.